all the factors of 8 for me.
Okay, the factors of 8 are 1 times 8.
1 times 8.
2 times 4.
2 times 4. And that's it, right? Good. So multiples of 8. So multiples, if you notice the page before, right? A multiple is found by multiplying a whole number. So the whole number we're talking about is 8 by the natural numbers, and you can go in order. So what would your multiples of 8 be?
1 times 8.
Right, so 8.
16.
Right.
24.
Yes.
32.
Yep.
40.
And 40, right? And they never end, right? They go on and on forever. Where factors end. See the difference?
Yeah.
2 differences, right? Multiples are the number and bigger. Factors are the number and smaller. So a factor can also be a multiple. Okay? So Troy, why don't you do the same thing for me for 12?
Factors of 12 are 1.
Hold on a second, sorry. I'm going to just make this a little bigger. I know I just screamed on video. How about that? Happens all the time. Okay, factors of 12. Troy?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12.
Oh, wow. So he's already worked them out, and he's reading them to me in order. Perfect.
And then the multiples of 12 are 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60, and then beyond.
36, 48, infinity and beyond.
Infinity.
Okay, can you please raise your hand if you need an explanation of how to get the multiples? You guys remember doing that from elementary school?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chase, I'm going to wait till you turn around. Turn your whole chair around. In fact, if you want to turn it around and sit at the round table so you can write and look, that's fine too. So Chase, help me out here. Now we want to look at all the factors of 12, which are right here, and then the factors of 8, which I'm going to write out in a list, 1, 2, 4, and 8. We're going to look at both of those. So in other words, we're going to look at the factors of 8, 1, 2, 4, and 8. And we're going to look at the factors of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And then I want you to tell me what you think the greatest common factor means. You might not know, but do you have an idea?
The highest factor that they both share.
It's like I planted you in the classroom to answer that question. Perfect. The highest factor that they both share. The greatest is the highest, right? Common is something they both share. So what is the highest factor, Chase, that they both share? 4. Perfect. So the greatest common factor, sometimes you'll see it as the GCF of 8 and 12 is 4. Now there can't be a greatest common multiple because multiples never end. They get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So there has to be a least common multiple. So Camille, if I looked at the multiples of 12 and scroll back up and the multiples of 8, can you see those there?
Yeah.
So I'm going to write them out. The multiples of 8 were 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40, so on and so forth. Were there any common multiples yet when we made this list? 12, 24. Camille, what's the first common multiple?
24.
Yes, 24. So even though these go on forever, the least common multiple is 24. So we call that the LCM. And then I heard a question there. We're going to use this idea today for the new section. Yes?
Can we write this down in our composition book?
Great question. I think we will have time to put all of this in the composition book. I want to watch a small little video first, and then we can add that in. I don't like you guys to write and listen at the same time necessarily, because if there's questions, then you have a lot of erasing. But for sure, we're going to put notes in.
We're still recording.
I am, and that's okay. So I'm going to stop